Hi friends, David here from Above AVL, and today we're going to tackle one of those topics that honestly confuses the snot out of people when they're new to Onyx, but can make things really smooth and work a lot better when you're programming if you use it right. And that is multi-part fixtures. So multi-part fixtures are something that came into the scene a number of years ago, where either you have an LED fixture with multiple lenses across the front, so you have multiple sets of output that can work individually, or you've got something that maybe has multiple pixels as well, but only has one set of pan and tilt as a moving head, or one set of intensity over the whole fixture. And so the problem becomes control, because a lot of things, for example, say, I take these Darts 360s in Onyx, right? And if I just go, for example, and, give them intensity and give them color, take it to this blue-green, then the whole light changes. You're good. If you run an effect on it, it's on the whole light, etc. When you deal with the fixture with multiple lenses, it's not that simple, right? Because you want to have the ability to color the whole thing in a single color, but you also want to have the ability to work with the multiple parts, okay? And so that's what this video is all about. So if you haven't seen it before, multi-part fixtures work one of two ways. I've got two types patched here in the Onyx demo file. The first is the ones that come in there. It's the Elation color choruses. And they have a fixture at 305 here, so at the basically base level, no decimal point, which is just intensity, and then the color channel, well, let me even deselect. No, it won't even let me deselect, because actually, in this case, this is just, I apologize, this is just 12 cells of intensity and color. In the case of a fixture like this, it's pretty easy. Essentially, you just treat it like 12 different lights and you're good to go. Sure, it's in one physical fixture, but you treat it as 12 lights. If you select it all, you can use some of the grouping tools, for example. So you could do like every 12, okay? And then that's going to select all 12 of those. Go ahead and change them to amber. And where's the 2D plan? There it is. And turn them up. And I don't see, oh, they're not on this one. They're on this one. And we did something wrong, but you get the idea. You've got those fixtures. Oh, it was every 12, so that's one of every 12. I wanted block of 12. Boy, I am rusty this morning. More coffee. So if we had selected it as block of 12, we would have those all selected. We'd be able to adjust them as need be. And we would see that result somewhere in the output. Why it's not showing, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay. And that works great for a simple LED multi-part, but scroll down here, I have patched a Volix Flaris 1XK2 of them, okay? And they've got a variety of parameters in them. If you haven't seen it, it's a tilting strobe bar, very popular in the market. It consists of a main, which is intensity and pan, or rather tilt, as well as some macro type things. Then you have the RGBW cells, 12 of those. Then you have the cool white cells, 12 of those, and it's actually warm white, but regardless. So how do you work with these? Well, the simple answer is, selecting, for example, 504 here. So I type out 504 on my command line and select it is not going to be the way to go, because you'll notice the only parameter I have to work with here is the intensity and the tilt and then these macro channels. And you're like, hey, where did my colors go? Well, simply put, we've got to make some groups because they're in the sub fixtures here. Now, this is a great place where slice and range are going to be your friend here. Normally, this is a button you never ever use. You might ignore it, but if we switch it out of normal mode to range, we can type something like 504.1 through 12, so 505.12. Boom. There we see, okay, if we adjust that, boom, that makes a selection of both RGBW and cool white. Not what we want. Switch it back to slice and check this out. 504.1 through 505.12. Boom. Now we have only the RGBW cells. And so what we want to do when we're building and we're working with multi-part fixtures is we want to go ahead and we want to record that, okay? We want to record it in a group in Onyx to be able to get back to it much quicker, much easier, okay? So I'll just call it FL RGBW, okay? Then I'll go 504.13 through 504 dot should be 24, nope, 26. Boom, beautiful. Oh, I see what I did there. So we're gonna have to fix our group even better. And so what I'll do here is I noticed that actually there is a master RGBW and then there are the cells. So really what I wanted was 504.2 through 505.13. That's the RGBW cell. So I'm going to record that as that group. I'm going to replace. Then I'm going to go have my main cells. I'm just going to click them. I believe it has a main and individual cells, so you can do some cool layering with your effects on it. And then I've got the mains, and so I want to take those two, 504 and 505. So those are the .0 effectively. And I'll record those in a group. So now when I'm going to work with lights, I can now meaningfully control them because I have my main, which I can select, hey, I want intensity, that's intensity over the whole fixture. I want to tilt it, that's tilt over the whole fixture. But then when I want either just the whole RGBW or the individual RGBWs, sorry, wrong way, the individual RGBWs or the main RGBWs, I'm able to control that as well. Where, so the main looks like on this fixture again, I didn't look terribly close before I went into this. I'm remembering now that the main is really just an intensity channel. This giving you the benefit, if the fixture's laid out well, to be able to go run chases and effects across the lens of the light with all of the RGBW cells, these ones, okay? Use the main one having its own intensity channel for when you want whole fixtures to chase on and off with intensity, or you want to adjust whole fixtures, okay, of the RGBW, okay? Having the main, the actual main fixture for overall output. So I can bring the strobe and the RGBW and flash those, control those independently. And then, of course, we have the strobes. And so in the strobes, we've got 12 fixtures, right? We'll just double check that. Yep. So we've got, nope, again, same thing. We have a master that we can store separately, flash only the whole strobes and the individual parts, and have the segments of strobe within a fixture. When we select groups that are, for example, the RGBW cells, this is a good place where you may want to use the grouping tools to store parts of your fixture. Because if I'm selecting this right now, I am getting here the RGBW cells. Okay, so like if I adjust something, that's happening across the RGBW cells of this fixture. There's 12 of them. Okay, so if I go and I just take this group and pop an effect on it, right, it's going to spread out across all of the cells of all of the fixtures. A really helpful grouping tool would be every 12. Okay, and if we record that in a new group, I'm just going to call it E12, but it has the every 12 filter applied. We see it there. Then that's a really cool trick because it allows you to just go and essentially grab an effect, boom, and then my effects timing, just set to 12. And if all things went right, and they did, it will go ahead and essentially be spreading that effect across the 12 segments of each individual fixture. And so I hope you learned something today. It can be really, really helpful, really break through the confusion with multi-part fixtures, because there's something that you're going to see more and more often. They're on every event nowadays, almost every installation. And when you get beyond those simple, just color mixing cells and you get into stuff that has tilts or has multiple layers of intensity, it really gives you a lot of benefit in your programming, not only making your life easier, but being able to do more complex things. If you take the time to build out some groups, and especially with the grouping tools as well, that enable you to quickly and easily select those individual parts. Remember, a multi-part fixture, generally, you can think of it as multiple lights just within the same lens. And so if you think about it that way, it's going to enable you to do more exciting, more interesting things in your programming. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this, we appreciate you. And head over to aboveavl.com next time you need any kind of gear. We want to help you get that into your hands, help you get a personalized price, and be your friendly place to get gear for the decades to come. If that sounds good, we'll see you guys there. Thanks.